wars and all of these victims. This is policy of targeted assassination through drone attacks has become an important strategy for maintaining and expanding U.S. empire. And there is a shroud of secrecy, which is based on claims of executive privilege and national security that is central to this whole U.S. drone warfare. As Marianne mentioned, this grotesque use of orders of protection against nonviolent protesters is intended to silence opposition to the drone warfare and silence the witnessing to the victims of drone attacks. In Marianne's case, her act of taking photos of drone protesters from the road in front of the base was considered such a serious crime by Judge Gideon that he initially sentenced her to a year in prison. As we all know, secrecy about the government's kill policies is the perfect foundation for impunity. There is a complete lack of accountability as we hear about the 150 that were just killed. Nobody knows who they are, and nobody will be held responsible. This kind of mass murder threatens the very fabric of our own society, as well as the society of the victims. And the secrecy also elevates the importance of the kinds of witness that are happening at Hancock and the whistleblowers, because there is no other way to get the truth out. We have to bring the attention of the consequences of this drone warfare to the American people. We have to let the military know that we are watching. And we also have to let our politicians know that they are not defending our interests with these massacres. On Tuesday, the New York Times published an op-ed piece just this week calling for President Obama, to bring his drone warfare policy, quotes, out of the shadows, to constrain the power that he had unleashed before a new president takes power. This article was written by two ACLU lawyers who have been suing the government to release information about drone policies. When Obama has been serving as president, U.S. strikes have killed as many as 5,000 people. Some say 6, some say 9. They say that at least 1,000 have been civilians, but we don't know because they do not release the information that we need to actually know the extent of the impact. We do know that the president has approved strikes in places, as Marianne said, that aren't even in combat zones, and that he authorizes the CIA to carry out signature strikes, which are aimed at people who we don't even know who they are. They're just been identified as being involved in activities that suggest militancy. Is this a reason to kill? And then who knows how drone warfare may be expanded during the next presidency? What will be the scale of policy, of violence that we're facing? Trump claims he's ready to fight and kill whoever in other countries are getting in the way of our rights to their oil. Clinton has supported and helped to develop Obama's drone policies. Sanders supports drone warfare as well. He says used in a selective way. But this is exactly what Obama said as well in his political rhetoric. We don't hear anything about how the government can be held accountable. At times, the Obama administration selectively releases information to the public about the drones policy. But at the same time, they fight back against FOIA requests that the ACLU and other organizations have made, trying to get information about the policies. And the ACLU is now calling for the release of the following information, and that this kind of information be required to be available for all presidencies. One is there actually is a presidential policy guidance document, and it has provided the legal and administrative framework for the drone campaign since 2013. The government has agreed to release sections, but who knows if those sections will actually provide the information we need to know as citizens to influence our country's policies. Also, they're calling for legal memos that justify drone strikes that are outside of war zones. And finally, they're looking for information about individual strikes. When did they happen? Where did they happen? What were the numbers of civilians who were killed? If civilians were killed, that needs to be investigated. Why did it happen? What kind of compensation was made? All of this information is necessary. And I would just conclude that we must be alarmed when shooting photos of protesters has become a criminal offense, while the drone killings, a mass murder of 150 people, is hidden from public view by our government and the courts.